So you've probably heard a ton about AI, right? It's everywhere. But what does it actually mean for your job, for your career? Well, today we're going to cut through all the noise and get straight to it, using some pretty bold predictions from Bill Gates on how AI is about to completely change the world of work. Look, when the guy who co-founded Microsoft says something is profound and a little scary, you probably want to listen. This isn't just another tech fad. He sees this as a fundamental shift, something that's not only huge, but moving at a speed we've never seen before, with no real end in sight. And just to be super clear, this isn't some futuristic sci-fi movie plot. Nope, this is happening right now as we speak. AI is already shifting the value of our skills, which, of course, leads to the one big question that's on everybody's mind. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's the real reason we're digging into this today. It's a question that can feel a little nerve-wracking, for sure, but it also points to some incredible opportunities. And by the end of this, you'll have a much clearer idea of what Gates thinks the answer is. Okay, so before we get to the good news, the careers of the future, we really need to wrap our heads around the scale of this disruption. And Bill Gates isn't just talking about a small change. He's sounding a pretty major alarm bell. Let that sink in for a second. Gates believes AI could soon replace people in almost everything. We're not just talking about automating a few simple tasks here. We are talking about AI performing incredibly complex jobs at a level that is literally superhuman. This means entire professions could just vanish, or at least change so much we barely recognize them. To really explain this, Gates uses a specific term: independent intelligence. Now, this is the real game changer. This isn't just a smarter smartphone or a better search engine. This is a whole new class of technology that can genuinely solve problems and make decisions all on its own. It's not just a tool to help us do our jobs, it's developing the ability to do the jobs itself. And this idea completely flips our concept of expertise on its head. Think about it. Right now, the knowledge inside the brain of a brilliant doctor or a phenomenal teacher is incredibly rare, and because it's rare, it's really valuable. But Gates is arguing that AI is about to make that level of expertise, we're talking world-class medical advice, one-on-one tutoring, basically free and available to everyone. Expertise is no longer going to be locked away inside a single person's head. Okay, so if that kind of expertise is becoming a commodity, what on earth does that mean for our jobs? Well, this is where this story takes a really unexpected turn, because the jobs that are most at risk are probably not the ones you're thinking of. For decades, the big fear was that automation would come for factory workers and manual laborers first. But this independent intelligence we're talking about, it flips that script completely. The real front line of this revolution isn't on the factory floor. It's in the office. And the data really backs this up. A study from Microsoft paints a pretty clear and kind of surprising picture. Just look at this list. We're talking about journalists, web developers, public relations specialists, heck, even data scientists and mathematicians. These are the exact white-collar, knowledge worker jobs that we always thought were the safest bet. So what's the logic here? What's the common thread? Well, the dividing line isn't about what industry you're in, it's about the kind of work you do. If your job is mostly about processing information, spotting patterns, or communicating in a predictable way, AI is getting scary good at that. On the flip side, jobs that need you to be physically present, to use your hands, to adapt on the fly in the messy real world, think of a chef in a chaotic kitchen or a mechanic under the hood of a car, those jobs are, for now at least, a whole lot safer. All right, enough with the doom and gloom, right? That was the warning. Now let's talk about the opportunity. Because Bill Gates doesn't just lay out this bleak picture and walk away. He also points to very specific areas where he believes human creativity and ingenuity are still going to be absolutely essential. So where should we be looking? According to Gates, there are just three specific fields that are poised to thrive in the age of AI. If you're a student picking a major, or maybe just thinking about a career change, you are going to want to lean in for this part. First up, biology. Yeah, AI can crunch massive data sets, but really understanding the wild, complex, beautiful mess of living systems, that still requires human intuition. Second, energy. Solving the global climate crisis and building a sustainable future, that's going to take some serious out-of-the-box thinking that goes way beyond just optimizing a system. And number three, which might surprise you, is software development. You'd think AI would replace coders, but we're still going to need smart people to design, direct, and build these AI tools of the future. But, this whole conversation is bigger than just which jobs will pay the bills. It gets at a much deeper, more philosophical question. In a world where machines can do almost anything efficiently, what's our purpose? What's left for us to do? I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. We wouldn't want to watch two supercomputers play a perfect game of baseball. Why? Because the value isn't in the perfect execution. It's in the human drama, the struggle, the effort, the comeback. We love it because it's human. And Gates believes that even as AI takes over tons of tasks, we'll always reserve some things just for ourselves. So the ultimate vision is a future where AI becomes this unbelievably powerful tool that solves huge systemic problems. Imagine, it could optimize our supply chains, revolutionize farming, maybe even get rid of traffic. But all of that efficiency doesn't replace our need for art, for sports, for community, for connection. In fact, it might finally give us more time for those things. And that leaves us with the final critical question. As AI starts to handle more and more of the how, we get to focus on the why. This whole shift forces us to take a really hard look at what actually matters to us, what makes us human, and what kind of a world we want to build with these incredibly powerful new tools.